on this episode of Bot vs. Con.
I really like the changes they made in the alt mode.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to say with Get Right Robot. He did an amazing job changing this alt mode to have the forward swept wings.
As you mentioned, if it came out a while ago, I would have bought doubles of so I could do this. Yeah, I can pass on this one.
That's what he's saying now. Give it until it's in color and it's in his cart and in his haul like in December.
I think this would be something cool to have on the shelf in my Optimus Prime collection. I think the big issue is that I truly hate when we agree, because black, gray, here's some, it's just like the colors don't match at all. It's
either which way, I do think this figure looks really good. It's doing something different, which I like.
And the other aspect that you don't see a lot of is the red, which is ironic because that red is very definitive. I guess
a Overlord, which
I'm sorry, I just shared off camera what I thought I saw on the previous picture.
This is Bot vs. Con. Make sure to subscribe and consider becoming a member.
Welcome back, Bot vs. Con fans. As always, I'm Bobby the Bot.
And I'm James the Con. And this is Bot vs. Con, where your voice is heard.
And before we get started with the news, I want to say thank you to the Realm of Collectors for inviting me to their show of Transform Your Tuesdays. Do you even transform, bro? It was live, had a great debate about do we consider figures that don't transform Transformers or not. Go check it out if you haven't watched it. Had a lot of fun doing that. Want to give a shout out for our members. Really appreciate you. I did see some of you on the live as well as our subscribers. Really appreciate you as well. I did see a couple of you on there as well. So it was really great to see the support there. Also, and before we forget, we will be doing the hauls on Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, like normal. So hope to see you there. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Also want to say thank you to our official sponsor, The Chosen Prime. Again, some of the figures we're going to be talking about, you can probably pre-order. They may have them in stock, so you can go ahead and order them. Or it may be something that we're going to talk about. And James, I think, are you ready to get in?
Yeah, let's just get into it. Let's just you keep stringing them along, and now I'm stringing them along. But if you probably saw the title of the video, we've got Fanshobby's and TCP's exclusive for Toronto, Hangman, which is Snare. So it's limited to 600. I didn't see a price, but I'm assuming it'll be 170, 180, like their other ones. Let's start off with the bot mode. What do you think?
The bot mode is very familiar to, I can't remember what his name was.
It's Dreadwind.
Yeah.
Which is the US one. I don't remember.
I was like Buster. I think it was
Huntsman?
Was it Huntsman?
I think it was Huntsman.
Okay. So yeah. So it's very, very similar. I do like the colors. The colors look very vibrant. I love the red and the blue. The green in the missiles is so different and contrasting, but it doesn't hurt the figure at all. Yeah,
well, I don't think it was Huntsman. I think that was Stalker. I could be wrong. I don't remember which one it was. So I know you don't know the character, but the green is all supposed to be there. I love that he has the same guns as the other ones, like they should. And he's really trying to figure it out.
Cause yeah, it's like the box is like right there.
Well, it's a good figure nonetheless.
Yes.
So I think this looks great. It looks very, very accurate to G1 with what they had on hand.
Okay.
It's a remold, and they did a good job. I love that the little lipstick canisters, like you described it on the other one so long ago, are black, so it looks completely different. And why don't we just look at them together? the difference in colors is very apparent here. They highlighted different areas on him, like the biceps versus the shoulder pads. They have that little bit on the thighs, that blue, which I didn't even notice the blue in the other mode or the other pictures. And that's really cool. That tealish blue, which kind of makes them fit in with the other ones. This is a great set. I can't wait to have this in my collection and to go with the other ones. I mean, they look really good together. Throw Stalker in there, and I just want to know when we're going to get the last Predator and then and Skyquake, because I hope that's coming soon.
Yeah, you dropped a whole bunch of names that I'm not familiar with, besides getting introduced to these over the last, year and a half or so when these came out. So it's really cool to see them. I think, Get Right Robot did a tremendous job on these. The bot mode looks good. I really like the changes they made in the alt mode.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to say with Get Right Robot. He did an amazing job changing this alt mode to have the forward swept wings, which I believe the original toy had. And that's why we started with bot mode. I think this alt mode is where it's at. I think this looks phenomenal. I probably won't have room to display them like this, but I think this alt mode looks so good.
I do too. And the question I was wondering is if Fanshobby is going to release this mold in another figure.
It would have to probably be with Chosen Prime, because think of the Stalker. Fanshobby didn't release all the crazy stuff that Get Right Robot did with that. Chosen Prime did it with Machine War Soundwave. So maybe we'll see something else. There's probably a few figures that I can't think of off the top of my head that this would work for. I don't know how they're going to do the last one, because it's a stealth bomber, and that's a very unique alt mode. But
do you think they'll use the Wind Saber?
Wing Saber?
The one that came with the Prime, that we got at the last.
How do I put this politely? I hope that they don't.
Yeah, because
I would rather get this in their colors than that. Even
that is a bomber.
The right alt mode.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that he could. He can do some amazing things with it to make it look more like a stealth bomber, though. You're
right, but I don't know how he would get those feet being off the sides.
Yeah.
And anyway, I would like to see it, but just repaint this or repaint the other one. What the Wingman? I think that was his name, right? The pink one. I'd rather have that repainted, so then you could have two super jets, and there he goes looking again.
Yeah, I can't see.
I love this alt mode. I think this looks great, and all three of them look very, very nice together. They're all unique, which I mean, we knew that because of Fanshobby. We already seen the molds, but in these colors, they're very striking. And I thought the other two were bright, but I love that this one's the brightest of the bunch.
Well, and then there's little details that I just also noticed, like the tips of the wings being that green color. I didn't notice that initially. The other aspect about it is that this one will still combine with the other jet as well.
Yeah. Yes, cool. Exactly. And I'm interested to see how that looks like. I think that'll look good. And talking about small details, I'm going to go back. I love the lightning bolt on the tail fin.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm sure that's on the original toy, but I don't know. So I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this looks great. I think we'll both be adding it. So there's only 598 out there. So
yes.
Best of luck if you want this.
Yes.
Moving on to another con convention, TF Nation showed off that... excuse me. At TF Nation, Funbee Studios is going to be giving away these gummies. They're not really. They just look like them. They're...
Don't eat them.
Hercules. I mean, you could. I mean, maybe grind them up and eat them. But they look great. They look like reproductions of the originals in cool colors. I would like them. I think they look cool.
I don't have a big attachment to them. I know they came with figures, but I wasn't really collecting them at that time. And the only time I got cyber keys is when they've done these, kind of different verses of figures coming out and maybe including a cyber key, but the whole line doesn't have them. So that's pretty much my experience with them for the most part. But they look good. I like the details on them. Some different options there. So yeah, those are good looking.
Yeah, they were fun. I liked them. Moving on to not so cheery news, the G1 Marvel Comics editor Jim Shooter, that's a name, has passed away. So he wrote the initial 6-page treatment for the Transformers Marvel comic before passing it to Bob Budinsky, who fleshed it out. So he had a big part, I think, in creating the story of at least the comics. So very sad condolences to his family, and let this be a note to meet people if you want to. Not saying he was at a con, but just in general.
Right, yeah. Every time this happens, I start saying, like, maybe I should have got an autograph. One of the things that I have done, even though I'm not big on the autographs, is just because I don't get an autograph doesn't mean I can't speak to him or say hello or get to know him. Yep. And that's what I've been trying to do.
Well, that works too. So go get that autograph as well. So let us know what you think of Hangman and the Cyber Planet keys in general, and we'll be right back with what's just announced.
Yes. Rest in peace.
Moving in to just announced. First, we have a 1:7 scale Transformers movie statue of Movie 1 Prime. Looks very good. There's a lot of detail in there.
There's a tremendous amount of detail in it, and it looks like the character shape and things. I can't tell you about the details that are in the figure, but it looks like there's a lot going on with it, and it looks good. It's a nice size for sure.
Yeah, it's huge. But you're telling me that you don't know how many pistons are in the abs of movie 2007 Optimus Prime?
Hey, I was just on a show talking about, does it transform? So, this is not for me because it's a movie figure that doesn't transform.
It doesn't move.
Yeah. I wonder how heavy it is.
It does look really cool. If this is your Optimus Prime and you have probably a lot of money, which I'm assuming this would be a very cool display piece.
Well, and just looking at the background, there's a lot of other movie characters in the background as well that look like statues. So that's cool. That's actually really cool.
I'm surprised this one, if he already did like Megatron and Brawl and stuff, I'm surprised this one didn't already come out. But who knows? Next, we have a 3D printed add-on kit from G-Shell of TFW for the Ocular Maximus Pro Combiner. What do you think of these?
I am actually going to get a pair. I don't know if they're one and the same or what, but I do think some shoes on him will look kind of cool. I don't love them, but it supposedly, I don't know if it's this set or the other set, it gives him some height to make him a little bit more in line with the other combiners, and I like that aspect of it. The feet don't necessarily look like amazing feet, like that we've seen with some of the combiners, but they're still okay. They're not bad at all, and I think this is much needed, and I think the design is good enough that they don't take away from the figure, which is always the biggest part, but I don't think they do anything aesthetically for the figure.
Yeah, I actually think they do the opposite, because that picture where he's standing straight up and down, it's the one thing that I've been saying about this figure. His legs look so long, and his torso looks so short. He looks like one of the TF1 figures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy looking. But they do look better. But what I really like about these is they have a toe hinge, and you could get them in some really cool crouching poses. Not that you would want Defensor in this, but the fact that it could do this and balance is very, very cool.
He's hitting the Michael Jackson right now.
Exactly, yeah. So, very cool. Let us know when you get this in. I wonder if MMC is going to do their own kit, like they did with Bruticus.
Ooh.
Maybe that'll come out. Who
Oh.
knows?
Yeah, I'm actually really considering this, and the fact that it does this might make it fit into my shelf because he can't stand up in my. I mean, well, he can on one of my lower shelves, but I'm trying to save room. But you know, if he can crouch or do something like that, that might be a attractive pose for him.
Yeah. Robo Lucas showed off some decals that are inspired by the recent BotCon exclusive Line Fang. I think he already had these available, and he's just showing that they work with Line Fang, and boy do they look great. So I was actually had my Line Fang out, and I was like, I wish I had a black Autobot symbol to go on him, and here we go. Might buy a set.
Yeah, definitely go check him out. He has a lot of different options as well, water slides and various other types of stickers, and there's a lot of them. So shout out to Robo Lucas. I've bought from him before, great seller, and I definitely trying to get an order of insignias together so I can reach out and place an order.
Yep. Next, I thought this was really cool. It's a 3D printed Decepticon Justice Division Kaon conversion kit for very old figure, but it's still cool. Titans Returns Perceptor. Do you know anything about this figure?
Only, I think MMC did a release of it, and I didn't know what he was for that, and that's my only connection to this. Isn't it electric chair?
You're correct. I have the MMC version, so I don't need this. But I think it's so cool how just these few pieces actually work to change this Perceptor, which looked just like Perceptor, into something different. Now he does have blue on the legs, if you see it, but at the same time, it seems like a really good kit. You know, if this came out back then, I'm sure a lot more people would have liked it, and it actually works. This also shows how small Motormaster is. Oh wait, that's a Legends figure.
Legend. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was the Commander class.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I think this looks really good. I can't think of what it's supposed to look like. I think it looks really good. As you mentioned, I don't see Perceptor anymore.
Not at all. That's what's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good upgrade kit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I wish maybe DNA would do something more like this. Every now and then. Not all the time. But give us an upgrade kit to turn one figure into another.
Yeah, this is something that, as you mentioned, if it came out a while ago, I would have bought doubles of so I could do this.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, we have some customs. So if you guys have any customs, make sure to send them our way for our fan appreciation. But so these are some blockies, and I think you got to go ahead and get those paints out, Bobby, to fill out your blockies collection with Menasor and Superion. Superion, Menasor, and Omega Supreme. I'm very tired. I apologize.
I was like,
they did have Superion in a previous post.
So again, shout out to the realm, because this is actually one of the topics that we talked about is blockies, and this is something that would take so much time out of my life to do. I think these are so cool. The thought behind it is so cool. It seems fun. It's not something I would do.
You got nothing else to do with your time.
I can't even say nothing but laugh at that. But yeah, it's really cool the ideas that people are coming up with these blockies, and you know, while it's not the vehicles that we're typically they're typically known for, this reminds me of when I used to build Transformers out of Legos, and so I love it. Yeah,
I think these look great. I think they're doing a good job. I believe this is A17 on Weibo, and with a little bit more refinement, I can see Blockies putting these out.
Yeah. I think the Mega Supreme also looks really, really good. Great job. Kudos.
So let's move on to this. We've got Laser Cat Toys General Steel Beast, which is super deformed Beast Wars Megatron. When can we expect to see this in your collection?
I don't know if I'm going to get this.
Oh, you know you like it.
It's It is cute, but I don't think I need it.
I think you want to pick it up for this alt mode because that is one clean dinosaur.
It is, and he has the look that of like he's cute as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it looks like a baby T-Rex with, you know, adult head. But yeah, I think I'm good with the Megatrons that I have for Beast Wars, and yeah, I can pass on this one.
That's what he's saying now. Give it until it's in color and it's in his cart and in his haul like in December. I think this looks great. The alt mode reminds me, I know you haven't played it, but for all of the N64 gamers, Banjo-Tooie, you could turn into a baby T-Rex. That's what it looks like. I think this looks really good. I might be interested depending on the price because it is so cute. I don't think I'd be able to say no to him.
Yeah, I can't remember how much the Prime was.
That was $60, and if it's that much, I'm out. This isn't worth. For me, it's not worth $60.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 60, $70 probably.
Yeah, if it's that much, then no. This would be like a $30 thing.
Yeah, I don't see that happening because it actually looks more detailed than the Prime does.
But it also looks like it will probably have less pieces than the Prime does.
Yeah, I'm curious either way.
I don't know. Either which way, we'll see. I think this looks great though.
Yeah.
Laser Cat Toys are doing some really good stuff.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I think you need to pick this up. We got a wooden block Optimus Prime via Shentu Toy Box.
Man, this takes me back to like pre-K and kindergarten with those Lincoln logs and stuff like that. It looks really cool. I think this would be something cool to have on the shelf in my Optimus Prime collection. It's so different, but it's so clean as well. I like the different shades of the wood, the very light to the darker wood pieces, even the chiseled out abs, or grill section. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is very unique, very cool. I think you need to figure out how to get your hands on one because it kind of makes a statement. I don't know. Yeah. You might have to spray it with some stuff so it doesn't get, anything on it. So it's clean. But I think this looks very, very cool. If it had painted eyes, I'd just bring it over the top.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be an easy little thing to do. So go look it up.
Put a clear coat over it and yeah.
Exactly. It'd be cool to stain it too. They have colored stains. That would look amazing if you stained it blue and red and whatnot. So,
yeah, that sounds.
I wouldn't, but that would look cool as well. Maybe that could be the repaint that you'll pick up.
Yeah, sounds like something I wouldn't do.
This sounds like something you'll do. We have the fourth party Masterpiece MP60 Genrai, and it should be out in late August. So I know you have the other one, but you'll probably want two of them.
No, I already have two of them.
No, you don't have two of the MP60s.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. I have two of the primes that look. I have the MPG and the MP60, and that's very good enough. I think you should get it. I want
to see the price. I'm interested. I remember liking this when we first talked about it. I still do. The price, way too much for what it is. I don't like the 4 wheels. I still don't like that. I know it's screen accurate, but I don't like it. If this is like $30, I'd be interested. I have multiple Genrais from Fanshobby. I don't need this one. This one doesn't do anything better than those. In my opinion, I like how those look better.
Yeah.
KO, it could happen.
No, I didn't think the KO was going to come out this fast.
Why? Rhinox was like in a few months.
Well, I just don't look at Beast Wars as...
You bought the KO.
No, I know I bought it. I'm saying I don't think about how fast a Beast Wars figure comes out because I don't know if I'm going to get it or not, or I don't consider necessarily getting it until it actually comes out. Mm-hmm. With these, it's just like, oh yeah, I want it, and so I bought it.
Did you really want this though?
I wanted it. There's certain aspects of it I do like.
Okay, I'll take that. because we were both pretty hard on it. But that's enough of this. We'll be talking about the official version of this a little bit later, so we'll be right back with what has been updated. Now let's get into updates, and let's talk about how Bobby is out of $325, probably in one fatal swoop, and that is due to BBTS having their I guess it's a BBTS exclusive now, mask toys. The mask relaunch toys are what they're calling it. So if you want this whole set, which does include the SDCC exclusive / BBTS exclusive mobile defense unit, because they can't call them Rhino, it's $325 for all of this. So did you pick this up, and why did you pick it up?
Well, it also comes with the T-Bob and Scott figure as well. Yeah,
so you have a complete tracker team, they said.
Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, I picked this up.
Yeah, we know you did. Yeah.
It surprised me that it was a bundle. I like that.
And you saved $35, it said, off of the top. Yeah.
Hell, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I was reading it, yeah. And that price includes tariff charges as well.
Yeah, they had me at hello.
Yeah. Do you think that was a fair price?
I think the big issue is that and I don't remember because I was already in on it, but I think they said that the prices were going to be cheaper than what they are, and they were a little bit more expensive than what people thought they were going to be. So that, I think, I saw a lot of that in the news and conversation. I was so excited I didn't even calculate like what that's going to be. I was just like, yeah, 4 figures, $325 is a lot now that I'm thinking about it, but
and how small one of them is.
Yeah, I was like, damn, wait a minute, I was like, wasn't there 5 figures? No, but they're counting T-Bob as one.
3, 4, 5, 6 figures.
No,
and 4 vehicles.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I mean figures. I meant vehicles.
I'm just joking with you.
But no, I was in from the beginning. I'm happy to get them. I think this is another part of my childhood that is going to hurt my pocket.
Yeah, part of me wants to say that's fair, but I don't know how really big these things are in hand. So, a 4-pack, I'm just thinking of Transformers, a 4-pack of Transformers that are missing Link, or not even missing Link, that are reissues of G1, because these don't do that much. I'm like, that sounds about right. That sounds about what I would expect to pay. If one of them, I'm assuming the Rhino is huge, and then it kind of goes down from there. That sounds about right. But I could see where people would be turned off by that, especially at the full price. So if it's $35, it'd be $360. It is what it is.
Yeah. The Rhino's big. The Switchblade, the jet helicopter, is the next biggest. The Thundercracker is a decent size, and then the bike is like a Thunderhawk, yeah. And Condor is the bike helicopter, and that's like a deluxe figure, So.
Well, especially with all the stuff they come with the blast effects, the masks, all that stuff. It seems decent.
Yeah, and getting the company off the ground, and not the company, but the brand back.
Yeah, the line off the ground.
Yeah, I think for people who don't have a nostalgia or feelings towards this, it's definitely a harder pill to swallow. I think people who've been wanting Mask, or who liked Mask, or saw it and was like, oh, I think it might be an easier pill to swallow, if it's something you wanted to get into.
Yeah, I agree. They all do look good, but that's not a surprise because they're just the old figures, more or less. But they all look good. I'll be happy to see them when they're in your collection.
Oh man, I can't wait for that haul video. And what it also makes,
you buy 2 of them.
Who?
2 sets. You buy 2 sets, 1 for each mode.
No, I'm good. No. now with that, we'd be back into space conversations. Not to mention, I wonder what Wave 2 I can predict what's going to be in Wave 2, and then we'll do that probably later on, but I'm definitely interested in what Wave 2 has because it'll probably include a vehicle that I never had as a kid, so that would be really cool to have that.
That will be cool.
Jackhammer. I'll just go ahead and say that.
Stay tuned for the Jackhammer, and we're going to move on to something else that's probably going to steal $200, $250 from your bank account, and that's the Basara Convoy. So they showed off this promo image, which has a whole bunch of information, which we're going to talk about. So let's just break it down. So first, this is what you get. You get the jet, which is honestly the best picture I could find of the jet. Very Rodimus looking trailer, a gun, two faces, and a guitar. What do you think of the trailer?
I'm confused.
Okay, well let's keep that confusion and let's just keep going because I got more confusing pictures to talk about. Let's talk about the jet for now, and then we'll talk about it.
The jet looks great. I love the colors. I love, we just talked about the exclusive from Chosen Prime. I like the reverse wings. I think it looks great.
Yeah, I agree, and I like the yellow accents. I know that's probably what it's supposed to look like, but I think it looks great. These are the accessories. You get the trailer, which turns into a stage, which is kind of cool with the speakers behind. I wish the speakers maybe went up over him because you won't see him if he's standing on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the heads, they all look very good.
They do, and I know we said that this isn't Prime. The third one, even though it's the mouth shield like we typically see on Prime, to me it looks like an Air Force pilot helmet.
I can see that. I still see it as a Prime, but it's not so G1 Prime. It's a little bit different, a little elongated, a little bit meaner, and I like that. It's different enough to just be another face-plated character like Soundwave, or you know how there's a few of them,
right?
I think this looks good, and I love the unmasked head though with the black around the eyes. It looks like he has sunglasses on or something. I don't know. The lightning bolt on the head is so cool as well. Yeah, I like how this thing's painted. I
love the stage. I agree that the mic stand. Again, I don't typically like my Transformers being humanized, but it also makes me think of the G1 episode where Optimus Prime was playing basketball. So they are interacting with humans, and so maybe they're picking up human qualities or things like that based off of that interaction. If he would have just came from Cybertron and had this setup, I'd be like, okay, this is stupid. So that's how I'm rationalizing him having a mic stand and speakers and playing a guitar.
So let me get this straight. So that's fine, but you can't think of Bludgeon seeing Earth, back in the day with feudal Japan and being a samurai. I
didn't say it's okay. I said I'm
rationalizing it.
I said this is how I'm rationalizing it. Right. For Bludgeon, it's
because he was, the little tank, and then after he came to Earth, he got the samurai armor. I could be wrong on that.
If that's the case, then great. But if it's on Cybertron or wherever, that's what he looked like, then I'm like, okay, that doesn't do it for me.
I'm not going to get into it too much more. That could be a whole show on itself, picking your brain apart. And here's the bot mode. Honestly, this is where I got a little disappointed with the chest. We talked about this last time. They're just windows. He doesn't turn into a truck. Why does he have it? Because he's supposed to be Optimus Prime. I just wish they weren't that. Honestly, if you could just take them off and they could just be speakers, yep. I think that would look better.
Yeah, I truly hate when we agree, because I think that it doesn't give us the opposite of viewpoint. So please hit us up in the comments if you like the chest plates. I don't like them either, and I don't know if that's a pin that's holding them in when it shows. But if it's if it can pop on and pop off, I would probably pop it off, because I just do like the way it just fits a little better. and I don't want and even the stance he's in that second picture. It's trying to kind of, to me, it reminds me of the 86 Prime kind of stance of I really like him standing on the stage though, and kind of like pointing to the audience like he just did a tour, or something like that, and I'm gonna say that humans are in the crowd and he's like playing it up for the humans. But I think that's really cool. I love the colors on the whole thing. I love all the colors on this. I love the details in the guitar. This is shaping up to be a decent, a more than decent looking figure to me.
Yeah, I agree. I wish the chest plates were maybe, instead of being that baby blue, maybe were yellow or the dark blue or something. That way you could kind of say, okay, they're not windows. But with it being a completely different color, that's a lighter blue, that's what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if this guitar is accurate, but I don't like it. Maybe because I'm a music person, but I'm just like, what is the orb? How does he play it? Is it more of a keyboard? Is it the keytar? Like, what's going on? But it looks interesting at the very least.
Looks like there's lines going up the. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should have put strings on it. But this is the weirdest part to me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't like this tank mode. I definitely really do not like, or you think it's a transport mode. I really do not like this transport and trailer mode. That looks so funky to me. The Gerwalk mode's fine. It's Macross. That's expected.
Right. I can't disagree. Again, I don't know this character from the show, so did the character do something like this in the show? Then
that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I just assumed they were referencing Convoy.
Yeah, if that's what it did in the show, perfectly fine. I wouldn't have liked that either. But if they're just trying to make it into something that it's not, I think they could have definitely skipped that. I mean, golly, that's ugly. Like, I'd rather them had made it like a flatbed or something like that, and the ship could sit like it was getting hauled by it, instead of it looking like it clips on. What this looks like is those 2-pack toys that we talk about, and
twisty ones,
and they clip together, and they have like Prime and Ultra Magnus or Ravage, and and the colors just look weird. Yeah, that's what these remind. This is what that mode reminds me of. Two things that don't go together. I don't want to see a jet and RV combined. That looks dumb.
Honestly, I don't know if it's part of the show. So this is my ignorance showing. I feel like they just added the trailer to increase the value of what you're going to pay for it. Because if this didn't have the trailer, it would probably be a lot less. And it's not really necessary. I'd be okay without the stage if I wanted it. Personally. The stage is cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if that's going to make it $250 versus $200, it's not worth it for me.
All right, so yes, is the trailer worth $50? No, but 200 and 250 isn't a far enough difference for it to sway me either way. So
you're getting it at 250 now?
I'm not saying that, because I'm not even saying I'm getting it at 200.
You said 170 last time.
Yeah, so like if it was like 200 and they can't, if I was thinking, okay, 200 and they came out at like 280, then I'm like, wait a minute, that's just a bit much for the figure as a whole anyway. 200 might be a little bit too expensive for the figure anyway. So 170 I would be in on this. I like the idea of the stage. I think in bot mode, the
idea is very cool.
Bot mode, I think it excels in bot mode. As a jet, it excels. The stage transformation, again, if it turned into like a carrier, like like not a trailer, but a carrier, and it had like a long bed or something like that, and the jet can still fold up like this and sit on the back of the bed, and it was getting hauled away, I think that I would be like, that's perfect. Now the crazy thing is, Well, no, never mind. I was like, I see some wheels, but those are the wheels for the jet. Yeah, I got
Even if it
nothing for
didn't
you,
have a
man.
long jet, even if the jet just docked on the top of it, I would rather have preferred that.
Yeah.
Which maybe, I mean, you could still do that. You could just put your figure on top of it. But, yeah. I don't know this boat. But anyways, the figure looks okay. On July 3rd, pre-orders will begin, and I'm interested to see the price. I'm hoping, for your sake, it's $170, because I think you're going to pick this up no matter what.
Damn it. 170, I'd get it. I think 170, I'd get it. I also want to see how big it is.
Not far away, like you just said, from 200.
200, well, 170 was kind of like my push. 200, I may or may not. 250, and I'm like, oh, hell no.
I don't believe it. But you're going to be spending about $250 for this figure. So, they showed off the alt mode. The other pictures we've already seen. This alt mode looks like a mess, doesn't it?
Okay, I was actually about to say I want your opinion on it.
I'm joking. It has the guns and the saw blade. I'm sure if you take all that off, it'd look a lot nicer.
That's where I was gonna go. I need to see it without the guns and the saw blade. Like I was searching for another picture, and I'm surprised
they did this with the last one where they drip fed us pictures. One picture here, one picture there, one picture there, and I'm like, just give it to us all at once. It's not making me any more hyped for this figure. No,
I actually disliked the way this looked with the weapons attached to it. It didn't. It looks like a wagon, like a futuristic wagon. You know, like the.
It's just, it just sounds funny.
Yeah, like we were talking about the black would make it look better because it would hide some of the gaps and things like that. The guns take away from the black, so you kind of don't get any uniformity. Now it just looks like purple, blue, skip a few, black, gray. Here's some, it's just like the colors don't match at all. They're all over the place. So I do want to see what it looks like with the guns removed and the saw blade removed to see if it does clean up better in the darker colors.
I completely agree. I didn't realize the guns were such a weird color compared to the rest of it. Like it has copper on it. It's just strange, which is cool for bot mode, but in this mode, since it's already such a disjointed alt mode, it makes it look more disjointed.
Yes.
The saw blade on top looks tacked on, but that's fine. I gotta put it somewhere. But what I really liked was that little pop of yellow on the spoiler. I thought that was very cool. Give it a little pop of color. If the guns and stuff are off, I think that would be a very cool focal point for this alt mode. I think I like what I'm seeing, but I need to see more. I'm still hoping a KO comes out of this and the other one. But if it doesn't, this figure looks good enough with the paint and stuff for the price. Don't know if I'm going to pick it up, but I think it looks pretty good. And I want to see what... And I just say pretty good because I need to see it with all that stuff on top before I make a decision.
Yeah, I mean, like the wing, like the back of it looks great. The front of it looks good. The sides and the midsection, I'm like struggling with. My imagination doesn't work that well.
You know what would have looked really good are those blue guns from 3-0. If those were metallic blue.
Oh, that would have
looked very nice.
Yeah, because it would have blended the blue from the fin along the side, and you see the blue in the window and the blue up front. Oh yeah, it would have blended all that beautifully.
Yep. So, well, go ahead and get your paintbrushes out, Bobby.
Shoot.
Next, we have Alpha Trion by Macross, and I think you love this alt mode, don't you?
You talking to me?
Honestly, this is not as bad as when we first saw it. I think at these angles, it at least looks more like a ship and not a flying pizza slice.
Yeah, this. Yeah. I hear how people take pictures because of angles to make them look. So, yes, it It doesn't look as bad as it did, and the colors look very cohesive going throughout the figure.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't. I'm sorry.
No,
I feel
fine.
like we didn't see the pink and the blues kind of all coming together on the top when we first saw it. At least I didn't.
I didn't either.
And I think it looks a lot more, like you said, cohesive than before, where it looked like the figure folded down.
Yeah, and with Alpha Trion as well, like he has all the different colors throughout his body, and for the colors to line up the way they do, and it looks clean-ish. You know, it looks like a Cybertronian vehicle. I think it looks fine. It's just it doesn't wow me, I guess. And the little headmaster falling in there, you know.
Falling in there. You could put a headmaster in the cockpit if you really like to, which is a cool little play feature. I don't know how he's falling when he's sitting in it.
I mean, I just don't think of Alpha Trion and headmasters together, so it's just, you know, like, and again, this is just me nitpicking here.
I mean, the same thing with the Jetfire. The Siege Jetfire, you could put a headmaster in that. It's just a little Easter egg, I'm assuming.
Well, so, and I don't recall Jetfire ever dying in the G1 cartoon, whatever. But, you know, Alpha Trion was dead way before they got around to headmasters. So that's where it kind of throws me off. But, you know, you can put a little figure in there. So it just what happens.
I think where it comes from are the prime cores or whatever from Power of the Primes. Alpha Trion has his own little figure that's that size.
Yeah, I hated that. So, yeah.
Do you hate this?
Again, Alright, so remember we were trying to figure out about those arm pylons? Looks like they pop off, I guess, and
if DNA comes out with the spike, another point for your conspiracy.
Yeah, you know, I think the figure looks good. You know what so in the far right, now I'm not gonna be able to see it. In the far right picture, he looks like M. Bison from Street Fighter. That reminds me of, you know, but I think I'm picking this up. This is a decent enough looking Alpha Trion in bot mode. I think it looks really good in bot mode.
Yeah, and it's an Alpha Trion you don't have.
And it's an Alpha Trion I don't have. So
I think it looks good too. They won me over with the ab crunch. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna pick it up though. I don't need it. It's not
it's not a figure you would even care about.
No, yeah. Well, and Alpha Trion's never been my favorite character.
Right.
Like he's cool, but like, give me the Fallen, give me a Decepticon before that. I really don't like Corn Stash Alpha Trion. Never seen that before. It wasn't even on my radar. He has some funky glasses on. If they remolded this, I'd be excited. Not excited. I'd be interested to try the mold. But the one thing I'm going to point out are those thighs with all that waffling. I wish there wasn't so many little holes and it was just one big hole. I don't know. It looks worse to me with it like that. I got one big hole, but like, I don't know. It looks like he's sick. Corn Stash Alpha Trion has some diseases.
Yeah, I think I like the smaller holes better than the big hole, but I do see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. There's really no good answer to that.
Yeah.
Either which way, I do think this figure looks really good. It's doing something different, which I like.
Yes.
A figure that I don't think has ever had a figure. A character that has never had a figure. Alpha Trion has in the past, but not this version. So happy to everybody that gets it. Bobby, you'll have to let me know how it's like when you get it.
Yeah, this is one of the figures that I'm looking forward to as a yes, I'm definitely gonna buy.
And next we have the Studio Series TF1 Elite 1. I think you're going to pick this up too, huh?
Shoot. No.
So I didn't know that thing that you said looked like a foot was the jetpack, and it fits on all the other ones. The jetpacks were, I thought, pretty big in the movie, so you have to buy 4 Elite 1s to have them all with jetpacks.
Shit, man. Yeah, it's not. Somebody ain't gonna fly. Yeah,
I think the bot mode actually looks pretty good, pretty accurate. We had a comment. Excuse me. I don't exactly remember the user, but they said they did a great job with the budget, and I have to agree. They probably didn't have a big budget for these figures, and this is actually pretty screen accurate. Same thing with all the other deluxes.
Okay. No. Yeah. Get it if you like it. The alt mode, the bot mode looks fine. The alt mode looks better from the front. I definitely didn't like it with that backpack on the back.
Yeah, I think without the backpack, you'd probably like it a lot more.
It looks better.
I do like this like battle bike type of thing. I think it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. I was digging it when we first saw it, and I was like, oh, it looks good from the front. It's very Cybertronian, and then you turn to the back. I was just like, what is this? It looks forced, but
now it makes sense.
Yeah, the backpack would definitely go on somebody else. I don't know who, because if I wasn't, so far this is the only figure I would have bought from the line.
You could just put the backpack in a drawer.
Yes.
Next up, we have Rathalos Prime.
The colors look really good on this. Those wings look really, really good. The underside of them makes me think of like a pirate ship's sails and things like that with the designs on them, and then the top of the dragon, like it screams like Game of Thrones to me. So I do like the way these look. I didn't like the price tag on them.
I agree. I mean, the paint is where the money's at, honestly. Yeah. This paint is phenomenal on these wings. Both the top and the bottom, which we don't see a lot. Right. All the little spikes all the way through it, all the way to the end little spikes.
Mm-hmm.
This looks so good. I really do like it. And the bot mode is actually pretty decent as well.
So it could be because the wings are hiding it. I don't see any waffling. I'm trying to look at the forearms. I'm trying to look at, like, I can't tell, like the legs, maybe up by the thighs, maybe, but.
So this is based on the Air Razor mold, and it did not have a lot. I think on the back of the legs there was some, but it was so skinny already that there wasn't really room for that. You know, it has a big peg. That's the waffle right there. I think this mold looks good. It's just
Prime.
Not only that, Air Razor is not a tough mold. It does not look like a knight.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, this is very skinny, very scrawny, and I would want my knight to be armored. You know what I mean? And this doesn't look armored. But maybe this is accurate to Monster Hunter. I don't think it is. I think they're really bulky, but I could be wrong. But this does not look bad. But the alt mode is definitely the focus.
Yeah. I really like that alt mode, and it again the price tag also pushes me out from it.
I'm gonna say the price actually makes sense with the amount of paint that was put in this. I mean, it's just like me with some of the other things that push me out. What would have been your price on this?
$35, maybe.
I was gonna say Voyager priced. Yeah,
because I get this would go back to kind of the Naruto or some of the other collabs. If I had a connection with it, I'd be more in line with, okay, yes, you know, the price is fine because look how great the paint is, and I know the character, you know. But I don't know the character. I don't have a connection, so I'm just like, all right, this. If you told me this is like ABC character from Transformers, I'd be like, okay, cool. It's from Beast Wars, you know. Um, and they did a great job on the paint. I'd be like, all right, $35.
Yeah. I think it looks great, and like you said, if you're into Monster Hunters, definitely pick this up.
I would.
Yeah, I think they did a great job on this.
Yeah,
it's just not our cup of Megatron.
Kind of like Knight Rider, you know. And I was like, oh, I'm getting Knight Rider. They could have been $80. I would have been pissed, but I would have bought it.
You would have bought it. Don't say that out loud.
Don't say that. Yeah, I would not have bought it.
Next up, we've got Studio Series Devastation Sideswipe. So I was reading that that's a sticker on the windshield. I'm just joking. It's not a sticker.
I was sitting here like, they put it on? I hope.
No. I mean, if it is a sticker, that's a coincidence because I did not read that it is. But it looks fine. It looks just like the other Sideswipe. I would not see a reason to pick this up. It does not look any different from Earthrise, unless you didn't get Earthrise Sideswipe. But that was at Ross. The 2-pack was at Ross for $12.99, if you were lucky enough to find it. But, yeah, this is them milking the mold before the Studio Series 86. I don't think it was an 86. The Studio Series 84 that they hinted at is going to come out.
Yeah, another one of those wins for people who are getting into the collecting late. It's your opportunity to get something that we all got several times in several different colors, and welcome to the party.
Yeah, they should have used the Earthrise mold though.
I agree.
Next up, the Dramatic Capture series has a little bit of an update where they made it look more like Thundercracker on the tail fins. Good on them for doing this.
I like it. This is where, if this was a big sticking point for me, I would be pissed. Because I'm like, I don't want to buy this set all over again.
Yeah.
But
no, I feel you. Well, they haven't released it yet, so you'd still buy it. They made it look, I guess they had Starscream's fins before, and now it's just Thundercrackers.
Yeah, I meant to the original one that we've had.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, that's what I meant. Like, yeah, I don't want to have to buy this again for the more accurate. But again, if you're late to the game, then this is a great opportunity for you.
Yep. Next up, via Transmimi, we've got the Age of the Primes Nemesis Prime from Animated in the 4-pack. What do you think of this?
It looks better. I think the teal doesn't look real. I guess I don't know. It's not the shine I would like on the teal, but I think it looks fine. I think it looks good. It's enough of it on there that it breaks up the black a lot and gives it some highlight points.
Yeah, so I think the teal being that color works because it's animated. There was a pretty flat TV show, because it's a cartoon, I really like how this looks. I think this looks phenomenal. I love the red on the axe. I love the red on the chest. Like you said, the teal everywhere. I love the teal on the face. That is so cool. It really pops his eyes out.
Yes.
If this was a standalone figure, I'd buy it for full price. I just don't want the 4-pack.
You don't want the Bumblebee? Not the, what's it called?
The hubcap. That's honestly, if it did not have the hubcap, I would probably buy it. But I really don't want the hubcap, and I don't want to pay for it.
Well,
I'd be okay with the Magnus. I'd be okay with what was the other it wasn't Squeeze Play. It was Horrible.
Horrible.
But yeah, I don't really want those figures that much, anyways.
It'll be on clearance.
This one looks great. Yeah, when I see it on clearance, like you said, I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah, I'm looking. I would be looking for the $35 or 35% discount plus the $20 off of 100 or more, something like that.
If this had the same discount that other 4-pack had, when we purchased that, I would have bought it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was that? 25% off on top of it? Yeah. I would have pre-ordered it.
I think it was $27 or something like that.
Off. Yes. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was under 60.
Yeah.
Almost said and done, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have the Akai Studio head for Megatronus. What are your thoughts on this? I'm curious.
I think the head looks great. The face part, and I could be completely wrong, or I'm probably completely wrong. It gives me Megatron vibes, like the movie Megatron. If they gave it a face, like the shape of it and everything, it like the helmet looks like movie Megatron, and then the face looks like they aged Megatron a lot, and so he has like the wrinkles or something like that, like how Hot Rod turned into Rodimus. They aged him. I think it looks good though. I don't have I don't understand. I don't know the backstory of the Fallen or Megatronus, or what he was supposed to look like, before or what. So he looks like an evil, dark demon type thing you would see in a cartoon or a movie or whatever. So I think it looks really, really good.
I think the head itself looks good. I don't think it mashes well with this body. The body's very angular and square everywhere. And this is very curvy and, flowery, for lack of a better term. The Prima head worked because that one was more curvy. Prima was just naturally curvy places. Megatronus is square and sharp. And I just don't think the head matches. If that's what he's supposed to look like, great. I think it looks good. The head itself. On another body, it'd probably look amazing. Yeah. On this one, I think there's too much of a mismatch.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I'm very curious of how this looks in color as well.
That could change it too. Mm-hmm. That could soften it and make everything look different. So,
yeah,
I'll be curious to see when that comes out too.
Yeah, it's so much detail in that head and the face sculpt. I think it looks really good. I mean, again, it looks like a villain from like a Harry Potter movie in the face or something like that. Like he looks, like those over.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Overly done villains that like have the hard chin and the pointy nose. Yeah. Yes.
Throwback. Next up, we have Dreamstar Toys Hercules. I guess they're calling him Hercules. He's off to the center because I wanted to make sure you saw the foot. We already talked about the Mixmaster on the last episode. So here he is, combined. What do you think of this?
Damn. It looks good. I definitely want to see it in color. Looking at it with the arm on as well, it's green and black, and it has the bright purple in the chest and the crotch area. I'm curious to see if they put purple anywhere else on the Mixmaster or on the scavenger rather. Sure. Because it does. You don't see it on any of the other bots. The purple going in. Mm-hmm. The other aspect that you don't see a lot of is the red, which is ironic because that red is very definitive. I guess you'll probably see it on the Mixmaster for the window, but you don't really see it on any of the other figures besides slight little hints of red around, but it's not from the windows.
Yeah, I mean, I think the red is going to be what it is, just because it's already not that much on the figures. So when you transform them, it's even going to be smaller on every single piece. I think the picture with the arm looks good. Mm-hmm. I think the picture without the arms, the legs look a little oversized. Yeah. From the knee down, they just look like ginormous boots, and they should be a little bit smaller, or maybe just skinnier. I don't know. Or maybe the torso needs to be bigger. Something like that. But maybe when you put the arms on, that'll even it out. Or it's going for a very anime aesthetic, which, hey, good on them.
As soon as you talked about the the boots. I just thought about the song, boots on the ground. I'm giving him a fan so he can fly. I know you probably don't know the song, but
How you gonna say boots are made for walking?
no. But yeah, it looks really cool. I love how the barrel in the mixer, how it tilts with the leg, like it's it looks really good. And yeah, I agree with the arms. It definitely looks more complete. So we're almost there.
Who would have thought? When you have a complete figure, it looks more complete.
It's a nerve.
Moving on to Galaxy Toys Mini Destroyer. I really like what they did with the stock where it can hold the gun up. I think that is very unique and very cool. And this figure looks pretty decent.
I give it even more than decent. I think they did a really good job with the scale, the colors. Yeah, I think they really did a good job. And yeah, that is cool with the gun and the stock.
I think it's just a cool little thing.
Yeah.
This is where I don't like it, though. I don't like that mace, how he's holding it. It also looks, because it's all solid, like one of those sticky hands. You know what I'm talking about?
Just you throw when they smash this.
And that's what that looks like. And then he has a little dagger, not a lightsaber.
That's what I noticed. Is it does look small. I like the mace, actually, especially because it looks like he's swinging it, and you get that.
I just wish it came out of his wrist. That's what's messing me up.
Yes, I didn't notice that.
He's literally holding it. Like, I don't know. Both Prime and Meg should not be holding their axe or mace, respectively.
Yeah, you're completely correct on that. I missed that. So yes, that is a blunder on their part. I thought you were just talking about the mace itself. I actually like the way, the angle of the mace, and it looks like he's swinging it. That's really cool.
I do like the angle of it. I just wish maybe it had some molded chain in there.
Yes.
But the angle is cool. Like that's the motion is neat.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking maybe the size would be extremely hard to do, because
that could be it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but above all that, the dagger that he has, it's, I don't know, that's like he's gonna give somebody a shot.
Moving into incoming, let's talk about Missing Link Sunstreaker, which I know you'll be happy to get. We have 928 Toys Laboratory, which showed off its images. Now, do you want these to be re-released with the American boxes?
I actually don't care.
Okay.
I can see them doing that, though. They're going to probably come out with another set that's going to be more tune accurate, and that will be the one that has the American box.
Yeah, I could see that too. I think the box looks phenomenal as is, so I wouldn't add anything to it. Here's the alt mode. What do you think of this alt mode? Did they do a good job translating it?
Oh yeah, it definitely looks good. I've never, like, those little yellow things hanging off the back there, I've always put them in the car in essence.
I was gonna say, I don't remember those being there either.
Yeah, and now that they have them there, I'm kind of like, maybe I'll see how that looks on mine in hand.
Yeah.
The very first blast effects. The little figure it comes with, I don't know if that's a tie back to Diaclone or whatever, but
I believe it is.
It definitely doesn't look like any of the humans from Transformers. So I would have liked to have seen that. Whether it be I don't want to say Sparkplug. I can't think of the guy who was in the wheelchair. Chip, I think his name is.
I think that was his name, yes.
I would have liked to see that, maybe, but yeah, it's cool. You get a figure, though.
Yeah. And here's the bot mode. I think it looks really good with the other Autobots. Sunstreaker has always had one of the worst G1 bot modes, in my opinion. And it does translate into this. It's very cool that he's posable. I'm very happy for everybody to get this. It's just, it's
Terrible.
not the best. Especially next to Bumblebee and Prime that actually look pretty dang good right there. This would not have been my first choice for a Missing Link figure. Let's just say that.
Yeah, what it seems like they're doing is going for figures that have multiple repaints out the door. And so... yeah, his arm.
All of them could.
Well, I mean, like you know that you're gonna get with Ironhide. There's always ratchet attached.
Well, I think this one is actually more obscure than some of the other ones.
Well, I agree with you. What I'm saying is that they're gonna be able to come out with the white one and then
The red one.
The red one. So you're getting multiple uses out of the. Like I think they'll probably do a Prowl because you can get Blue Streak and Silver Streak and
even Jazz. You could get Jazz and Ricochet.
I don't think they'll do those though.
I don't think they're going to do them because they're not going to have the license.
Well, that's possible.
So you're saying they're going to do a Diaclone repaint before a Transformer?
Yes, because I think with the Missing Link line, it looks like and I could be completely
was in G1. There's a figure.
I don't remember it from...
yeah, because it was a Japanese exclusive, which is why it's perfect for the Japanese market.
Then I stand corrected. See how easy that is?
So that's why I think they could literally do any figure. Trailbreaker. Is Hoist the same mold?
No.
Is that a new mold?
It's different, yeah.
Okay. So maybe those two would be the ones you couldn't.
But I can see, I was thinking Prowl, Blue Streak, Silver Streak.
Those would make 100% sense.
And the Jet.
Sideswipe. Look at Siege. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I'm happy for it. Overly excited? No. But I think it'll be cool. As you said, Sunstreaker was never my favorite toy.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though I love Lamborghinis.
It's just that I think it's the arms that kind of.
Oh yeah,
if the arms were shorter, I think it'd look a lot better.
Yeah, he's definitely doing push-ups, standing up. Yeah. His arms are so long.
His Nemesis arms. Anyways, moving on, we've got the God Bomber. Again, I'm assuming this is coming out soon because people have it in hand overseas, and there he is with. I believe this is Masterpiece. Is it Masterpiece or is this? I think that's Masterpiece Starsaber.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So, is this the right size? I'll let you decide. But yeah.
Yeah, and when he said you decide, meaning you out there decide. I think it looks good. I don't know the comparison of how Starsaber and this Prime should look. So.
Yeah. I don't either. They definitely look like they're from different teams. Starsaber's so bright and cheerful, and this Ginrai looks like he's brooding.
Yeah.
How dark he is. It looked good, though.
I like it.
Good. Yeah.
I do like it.
Yeah. And these pictures are via Calvin Chush. Giant Axe is shipping soon, and I wanted to post this funny picture of how he looks like in the box. Oh, and they also said that some copies will be double sealed due to a factory inspection. So if you see it's cut and then another piece of tape, don't be concerned.
Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna be like, hey. I paid you new dollars. I need a new figure.
Definitely.
But yeah, I am looking forward to getting this.
Yep. I think it looks good, and you should get all three.
2.
Moving on to recently released. We've got some comparisons for Age of the Prime Star Optimus, which I don't think we've looked at. And this is via Shentu Toy Box. And it's really cool to see all the different ones. But honestly, the best one, I think, is the one in the center at the bottom, just because of the gold chrome on his chest. It's probably not the best in bot or alt mode or bot mode, but the gold chrome really brings it together. Not including the original. Like, that's a separate story.
Which version is that?
That would be Ocular Max.
Okay. Damn. That's the one I got.
That's the one you got. Yeah, and I think it looks good.
This is bad. I thought I had the one that was on the right. I took it out once and I don't remember it at all. That's terrible.
Well, either which way, they look good together. I'm surprised there's so many figures of this. And the Orion Snacks on Insta showed off that you could put those old Pretender bodies that you hate so much into it and have a little Pretender buddy.
That's kind of cool, I guess. I wasn't expecting the one poking out of his chest, and I'm tired. I don't. my mind's.
Next up, we have Fanshobby's MB08A, Double Evil, a Overlord, which.
I'm sorry, I just shared off camera what I thought I saw on the previous picture. I'm sorry.
The blooper reel that's coming out soon, so if you remember, you'll see it.
Oh, my bad.
Anyways, this figure looks great. I'm surprised at how big it is compared to the other pretty big jets. So, yeah. He also has his boobs hanging out, so it looks good.
Yeah, he is big. Because on my shelf, I actually have him, again crouching in a low post so he can fit on the shelf. And these guys are standing straight up, or not straight up, but close enough to.
Well, they're all crouched, so you could kind of see.
Yeah, but he is a lot bigger, but they still look good together.
They do. These really fit together very well.
Yeah, and in alt mode, they pair up a lot better.
I do think the other US colors would look better, even though they're not in the same anime, just because it's all teal and blue.
Mm.
Yeah. Next up, we have Touch Toys J16N Volen Shark. Weapon of Mass Destruction. This looks pretty cool. I think you need to get 4 of them.
They look great, and I don't see the point of getting 4 of them, but they do look really good, and I'm very interested in watching videos on the transformation of these.
Take it step by step.
Yeah, the same way you eat an elephant, right?
Exactly. Gaseous Clay on TFW showed off the Mechanical Skull Studios Abominator. This completely missed me. It's already sold out in a few places.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know what was out. Looks great. Hope to get it one day. We'll see.
I need to see if I put a pre-order in for this thing.
Probably not, because it's already in stock and sold out.
Yeah. Maybe I said I wasn't going to get it. I don't remember. I think I said I'm not going to get it.
No, you said you were going to, because it was so different.
Damn it. I thought that's what I might say, but I thought it sounded better for me to say I didn't. Yeah.
I want it, but I meant to pick it up, but oh well.
Well, we have some conventions coming up.
Yeah, maybe it'll be at one of those. With that brings our show to an end. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you on the halls, and have a wonderful rest of whenever you're watching this.
Yes, definitely. So looking forward to, as always, to All Debates Are Won.